Here, maybe.
I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped in third and tagging out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, a lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Diggs from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart, and co-host Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Here, maybe.
I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up, everybody? What's up? Hey, this is Kate Diggs coming to you from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, small city with a large heart. Not too far from the sweetest place on the earth called Hershey, Pennsylvania. If you've never been to Hershey and you ate some Hershey, wait till you go to Hershey and eat some chocolate from Hershey. You eat that chocolate from Hershey, you won't never buy chocolate in the store again. You get it straight from Hershey because it tastes a lot sweeter, tastes a lot better from Hershey. Yo, what's up, Mo?
Hey, yo, we getting paid for that? That was a good commercial.
That was a good commercial.
Yeah, it was. Hey, Mo, what you got on? What you got on, Mo?
You know who I'm rocking, baby. It says
What number you rocking?
Boston.
What number you rocking with?
I'm rocking my guy that's gone. Every time I buy a jersey, the guy gets traded. It happens like that. It bees that way sometimes.
Yo, so man, look, guys. Y'all know we rocking our jerseys, and we're gonna talk trash too. And the thing about it is, I got some get back for a couple people out there was talking trash Sunday night about my boys. I couldn't, they ain't allowed me to come on the show. I had to type everything in. I couldn't say what I wanted to say on the show, but that's okay. Patrick Hodge, yeah, I called you out. So listen to this, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know it's baseball season right now, and we're in the playoffs. Okay, so let's get with it real quick. I didn't do the standings for baseball, but I want to do the standings anyway because I want to talk a little bit more about baseball. So let me pull that up real quick. What baseball right now? Where we at? Baseball. And we're going to go to the standings. We're going to click on that real quick and pull that up. But right now in baseball, you have Texas Rangers beat Tampa Bay 4-0. Minnesota beat Toronto 3-0. And Milwaukee is up on Arizona 1-0 in second. And Miami against Philadelphia comes on at 8 p.m. tonight on ESPN. So make sure you watch it. Make sure you watch that game. I'm gonna say this: the Miami Marlins have nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Mo, what's that for?
That's the Met fans when the Yankees actually were winning.
So speaking of the Yankees in New York, let me real quick. So we see Baltimore's in, Tampa's in, the Rays in, Minnesota's in, Houston's in, Texas in. Seattle didn't make it in. So, Mo, let me ask you a question. In the East, other than your club, who do you see maybe next year making a move to be top dog or wild card? Other than the Orioles, not the Orioles, other than the Yankees, who do you see that could be the top dog or playoff team going forward next year in the American League East?
I think everything went well for the Orioles this year. I think it happens next year for the Blue Jays. I think they're going to go all in, and they're going to bring in some big top-line starter.
Who you think might be the guy that for Toronto may put them over the top?
I think if they can get somebody like Verlander, if they can get somebody like Scherzer, I think I think that's all they need. They need a top line starter to compete against anybody.
Okay. And if you're out there watching us on Facebook, we're gonna be on Facebook a couple weeks going on because the TV channel is updating some information. They're retooling some things. So we're still on television, but we're not on there right now. But check us out on YouTube as well. So in the East, I kind of agree with from Toronto Blue Jays. I think that they have just scratched the surface of being good. I think they're going to be great next year. I think Tampa Rays might take a step down. Mo, what you think about Tampa? You think they might take a step down?
I think them and Baltimore. I think both of them had beautiful seasons this year. Even though Tampa did stay mostly healthy, they had a couple of pitchers get hurt.
This call may be recorded or transcribed.
All right, that sounds like that might be Dana on the line. Is that Dana? Or that's Lou. Hey Lou, what's going on? How you doing, brother? That's okay, man. That's okay. Yeah, we mixing this thing up a little bit because of my schedules is all finagled, all tangled up.
Yeah, Dana didn't want to be on. We're trying to make it for him because we want to rag him about his Lakers.
We wanted Dana to come on. Hopefully, Dana does show up. If he don't show up, then we cut out.
Yeah.
I think now one thing about Tampa, they're getting that new stadium real soon. I know it's not coming to 2025.
It don't matter. Ain't nobody gonna show up.
But you know what though? I'm glad they're staying in Tampa though. I think the fans deserve for them to stay there. They shouldn't have to go to Canada.
They should have went to Montreal.
Montreal had their chance. They blew it. They don't get a second chance. They don't get a second chance.
Okay, Brown fan.
They just don't get a second. They don't get a second chance.
Okay, Brown fan.
They blew it. I'm just saying they blew it.
Okay, Browns fan.
And you have to remember,
y'all blew it too.
No. We didn't blow it. We didn't want them to leave. That was Art Modell's doing. You can't nobody sit and tell me that team in Tampa who's been playing good baseball has been in the World Series, right? And the thing about it is you have a lot of transit people that lives in Tampa from the north, right?
Fans.
So now they get the best of both worlds. They get baseball and they get good weather. I'm just saying, you go to Montreal, that there's gonna be indoor stadium. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Let them get
baseball. Tampa does.
Let them get expansion. Let them get an expansion team. Let them get an expansion team.
Like the Browns.
Like the Browns. Like the Browns. So in the Central Division, Minnesota, Detroit, Cleveland, White Sox, Kansas City Royals. I don't really see anything changing there, Mo. The Royals, I don't know what's going on with them. Chicago probably gonna change skipper again. Cleveland took a dip from last year to where they are this year. And you look at the division, Minnesota basically 87 and 75. They the only team in the division had a winning record. So I think Minnesota stays there, Mo.
I think so too. I don't see any other of the teams. I don't trust any of them.
Now the West is the best because I think you got next year you can see Houston, Texas, the Marlins, all three of them making the playoffs. Angels don't really care right now because we don't know what's going on. Mike Trout might be getting traded to the Philadelphia Phillies if that's where he wants to go.
Ooh.
Oakland A's, they're moving to Las Vegas. All day I'm saying to Oakland A's, if you move to Las Vegas, get you some new colors. Those colors stay in Oakland just in case Oakland does get what you call it, man, Mo, Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm. But at the same time, they need to take them A's out of there because they ain't been athletic for a long time.
Well, I'm just saying, can the city keep the colors?
Why would they? They didn't keep the Raider colors.
That's because Raiders is a different animal.
They always been a different animal.
We know Oakland would never get a football team again, but Oakland could possibly get another baseball team again.
They had the Raiders twice. That's a team that lost.
So if you look at American League right now, There's a couple of cities that could probably. I mean, you're probably gonna add. You probably add one more team in the American League and in the National League. You can't add 4. That's too many. That's too much of a melting pot you have to do. So you got to do. You can do one each one in each American League and National League, and then come back and add another one if you like down the road, maybe a year or 2 later. We got a cameo appearance. Cameo, ladies and gentlemen. We got my man Dana the Hater is on the air with us today.
Oh wow.
Dana, are you okay?
Yes, sir. I'm great. I'm great, man.
He's sick.
I'm great.
Okay.
He's sick.
I'm sick. Everybody is living on my misery.
You know what? It must be a Miami Dolphin fan because my friend is a Dolphin fan, and I called him on Sunday. He's like, "Now you gonna call me?" I said, "Man, look." I said, "If you was humble in your wins, I wouldn't call you." I said, "But you brag about everything. Yeah, look what we doing. You can't stop us. We scored 70 points. You know what I'm saying?" I'm like, "Yo, just be humble with the wins, man. Just be humble."
Yeah. Now, if they would have did that to the Buffalo Bills, I would have been happy.
But they didn't.
But we still have 30 more games to go.
Exactly. So can I take that? Where's that note you said they're gonna win 10 in a row? That comes off the board.
They scored my plan.
I'm keeping it though. I'm putting it on your page. I'm putting it on a piece of paper. Tag Dana's quote. So getting back to the National League, the Atlanta Braves, Phillies are in, Marlins are in, the Mets and the Nationals. The Mets, I don't know the Mets is a mess. Mo, who do you think? Who do you see maybe being top notch? Who do you think can compete with the Braves in the division? Do you think the Marlins can get something rolling next year?
Nah. They played as well as they could this year. And the Phillies get Mike Trout though. That'll be a good run.
Yes, indeedy. In the Central Division, you got the Milwaukee Brewers, Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals. I can't see St. Louis being in last place next year. But I think that could be a good division though, for real, because Cincinnati's right there. Pittsburgh Pirates was there at the beginning of the season, right? Chicago Cubs came on at the end of the season, but Milwaukee sustained the most consistent as far as winning games. Mo, who you got in that division?
I just gotta ask a question. Because I'm confused. Did the St. Louis Cardinals? I mean, were the Cardinals ever in St. Louis in football?
Yes.
So they had both teams as the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yes.
Okay, that's what always throws me off. I thought St. Louis was the other city that lost. Like Oakland lost the Raiders twice. St. Louis lost the Rams, and they lost the Cardinals. Okay, so I'm good now.
Yeah, they're the only city that lost both football teams to another city.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think anybody has a chance to catch the Brewers. I don't know why the Brewers are so good though. I don't watch the Brewers. I think the Cincinnati Reds though got a chance. So
okay.
And the way Pittsburgh started off last year, I like both of those young two teams. I don't care about the Cardinals.
Lou, you got any thoughts on that in the Central Division? Who you see maybe bumping with the Brewers next year? Chicago, Reds, Pirates, Cardinals. What you seeing out there, Lou?
Seems like I think the strongest player for the country. Maybe they're playing. They were the best to make playoffs. So I would say the Cubs. I'm sure they get the point of the Cardinals this year because after they did that last year, they just dropped like the Rock. Same with the Mets. I know it's the Eastern League, but still, some of these teams that did so last year, they crashed and burned this year. So I'm thinking Chicago is going to, climb out of the hole next season.
Okay. Dana, what's your thoughts on that, on the Central Division? Who you see next year maybe making a move on the Brewers?
Nah. I don't see really nobody. I mean, until we see what players they get, or the managers, then the Cardinals fire their manager.
I think they did. I think the only ones that lost.
Yeah.
I think San Francisco's the only one to fire the manager as of right now, right? Was anybody else?
It's football season.
They might have. I don't know.
It's football season.
Out west, my Dodgers won 100 games again. Franchise history to win, I think 3 years in a row, 100 wins. And remember when we first started talking about baseball, they had picked Arizona Diamondbacks. They picked the San Diego Padres. They picked the New York San Francisco Giants. They didn't even pick the Dodgers to make the playoffs. And they got rid of a lot of players that went other places, right? But do you see anybody else? I'm surprised the Padres hasn't fired their coach. Now they did win. They had 2 games above 500. They're 82-80. They won 5 in a row at the end of the season. They was 82 at the end. But something's not right in San Diego Nation. Something's not right out there. It just something's not don't feel right to me out there with them guys, because they got too much talent not to be 2 games above 500. I don't know if it's the manager or if it's the players or whatever the case may be, but I think San Diego would have to be that team next year to want to be that one and knocking on the door for the Dodgers, unless the Dodgers go out and get Shohei, or they get Mike Trout, or they get a big free agent, which they got the money to do it, but nobody know. Like Dana said, you don't know what's going to happen. But right now, that's what I'm looking at. Mo, what's your thoughts on that one?
Viva la raza. They need a Hispanic manager. I keep telling you that. Bud Black ain't doing it. Ooh. Home run from Milwaukee. 3-0 now against Arizona.
Oh boy.
But seriously though, I do trust in the Padres because they got players. They just need a manager. If Eddie Guerrero was alive, I say Guerrero needs to be there. Viva la raza.
Okay. All right, guys. So now we get to the MLB playoff prediction. Sporting News experts pick for the 2023 postseason bracket World Series. This is what they got, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the Orioles being there, but I would love to see the Dodgers and the Braves playing the World Series against each other. I think they're the 2 best teams, in my opinion. Baltimore's younger. They got a better record. Baltimore's younger. So I don't know if Baltimore has the experience to beat the Braves, but it would be so interesting to see that happen. So what Sporting News has predicted was the wild card: Phillies over the Marlins, Brewers over the Diamondbacks, and the NLDS, the Braves over the Phillies, the Brewers over the Dodgers. NLCS, the Braves over the Brewers. In the American League, it has Rays over the Rangers, Twins over the Blue Jays. In the ALDS, they have the Orioles over the Rays, Twins over the Astros. ALCS, you had the Orioles over the Twins. World Series prediction: Braves over the Orioles. Anybody think anything differently?
Braves over everybody.
Well, that's what they just said, Dana. Hey, so real quick before
Hey, leave Dana alone. That's his only chance right now. He knew his Lakers had no chance. His Dolphins got embarrassed.
Ending off with the baseball news.
Braves are going to the Super Bowl.
The dude was on ESPN today. A guy called in. He said, I want to put every professional team in the state of New York in the Hudson River.
Wow.
That's a problem.
The guy said, you mean just football? He said, no, I'm talking about football, baseball, and basketball. He said, When's the last time we won anything? He said this throw of all the Hudson River. He said they just trash. They're trash. They're just trash, man. That's all he said. I'm like, yo, that was funny though. That was comical when they said that though. Really comical. So Dana.
Yes, sir.
How you really feeling, man? You feel good about what's going on?
Yeah, I feel good, man.
Then you got to be down just a little bit because you said 10-0. You said they're gonna lose again. You said, but Dana, you said 10.
Miami is winning now.
Dana, you said 10.
Everybody winning in Miami.
Dana, you said 10. Let's not forget what you said. Now you said 10-0. You said 10-0. And I said, okay.
I didn't know Buffalo had other players, you know.
Yo, okay. All right. Okay, cool. All right. So real quick, let's look at college football. You have Georgia, Michigan, Texas, Ohio, Florida, Penn State, Washington, Oregon, USC, and Notre Dame. Now, Notre Dame lost to Ohio State, and they dropped to number 10. Is Notre Dame that good, guys? That they lose Ohio State, fall out of the top 10, and then back in the top 10? They leapfrogged Alabama. But my question to you guys, my question to you guys, how impressed are you with Georgia right now when they struggled against Auburn? I didn't even know the quarterback's name, the running back's name. I ain't know nobody from Auburn at all. I know Bo Nix. Bo Nix is probably the oldest quarterback in college history, probably about 26 years old right now. And the dude's in the running for the Heisman. But he's at where's he at? Oh shucks, Shucky Ducky. Oregon, right? But I'm not really I'm kind of scared of Georgia. I'm not scared of Georgia, but I think Georgia has an early loss in them because do you think winning back-to-back championships makes your run for a third one easier? Or do you think they just taking it one day at a time, like they say slow walk in the season? Dana, what's your thoughts on Georgia?
I'm not impressed so far, but early when they had what's the quarterback last year? He was older too.
Bennett, yeah.
But I just think this quarterback they have now, he's coming along. We just have to see what it is, but because I mean that defense is still good, but you just have to wait and see with Georgia. Just if anybody gonna challenge them, that's all.
Now Georgia do have the most the schedule. They probably have one of the hardest schedules right now going forward because they have a bunch of teams that are already ranked in the league. And real quick at Georgia, I'm looking at Georgia's schedule because as of right now, these are the teams they have left to play. Kentucky was 20th, Missouri is 21, Ole Miss is 16, and Tennessee is 22. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out of 7 games, 4 of them are with teams within the top 20. So their schedule is going to be a little. It's going to challenge them to be better than what they were. To me, Mo, I'm really impressed with Florida State because they came out of nowhere. Florida State just where would Florida State at? I mean, they what's your thoughts on Florida State, Mo?
I saw that game versus Clemson. They shouldn't have won that game, but they did. And that's all you got to say about it because that tells you right there they're more resilient than they are this year than they were last year. They lost a lot of close games last year. So that actually helped them to get ready for this year.
And looking at the schedule, they got Duke at 19 and Miami at 17. Those are 2 games they have that teams are ranked. I don't know if Syracuse or Wake Forest or Pitt or North Alabama or Florida might get into the rankings sometime soon if they keep playing good football. but everybody else I think won't be ranked. So they play Georgia Tech, and I'm like you said, that game against Clemson, they should have lost that game, and they found a way to win, and that says a lot for Clemson, in my opinion. And they're at number 5. And Ohio State, I don't know about Ohio State right now. Dana, what's your thoughts on Ohio State? They're 4-0, but I mean, I'm not impressed with none of the 4-0. And usually they would have they played Notre Dame and they beat Notre Dame, and they had a bye last week. They beat Notre Dame 17-14, but Notre Dame had their opportunities. They had their opportunity and took advantage of them. They beat Indiana 23-3. They beat Youngstown 35-7. They beat Western Kentucky 63-10, and they beat Notre Dame 17-14. But the Western Kentucky game I think that game was close until the second half. Looking at this schedule right now, only team they have ranked that they play is going to be Penn State and Michigan, which is number 2, and Penn State is number 6. Everybody else is not ranked. But do you think if you watch Ohio State, if any of you guys watch Ohio State, give me your thoughts on the quarterback play that they have right now.
You talking to me?
Anybody that's watched them? Anybody watched them?
I haven't really been paying attention to Ohio State. I've been concentrating on Colorado and the Hurricanes.
Okay. Which leads us to the next topic. Since nobody else has anything to talk about Ohio State. So you look at Colorado and they play USC. My take on that game is look like nobody know how to play defense, for one. Number 2, I don't think Williams will be the Heisman Trophy winner this year because they're going to lose at least 2 games because the defense can't stop nobody. I think Colorado's going to be in the same boat too because they don't play their defense is not that good. But I think though with Deion being there, I think they could probably be in the top 5 recruiting class next year, especially with the portal coming into play.
Yeah.
I think that he has all the players he has majority of the players at Colorado, the players he wanted there. The ones that he didn't want there, they left, went somewhere else. But I can see that being a place for kids go to play football for a coach that's motivated. And he keeps it real with you. He said, we stunk the place up. You know what I'm saying? But do you guys think USC won the game, or do you think that Colorado lost the game? Any thoughts on that?
Colorado is definitely, they're not ranked for prime players. They're not ranked for it. Colorado, is a whole different breed. They're not.
Dana, what's your thoughts on that?
Okay, USC took their foot off the gas.
What'd you say?
I think USC took the foot off the gas.
Do you think that that's out of respect of Deion Sanders, or do you think that? Go ahead.
I think that's respect for Deion Sanders. I don't think they wanted to make it up like us against Deion.
Okay.
Like that the Oregon coach made it us against Deion. Like they say, Deion is not playing, but what's that saying now to go out there and shut him up? Well, all he doing is encouraging his players.
And again, but do you think Deion is kind of arrogant on how he does things? Do you think that he I'm gonna give you for example, like he said, the one coach said when you do an interview, you don't wear sunglasses and you don't wear a hat as a coach, or you don't wear sunglasses. And I'm gonna say this, to me, I don't mind you wearing a hat, but I do have a problem with you wearing sunglasses because if I'm talking to you, I want to make sure that you're looking at me, you're talking to me. With sunglasses on, I don't know where your eyes are. You could be answering my question, but your eyes could be somewhere else. So that means that you're saying what I want to hear, but I can't see your facial expressions with sunglasses on. That's just me personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Me as far as the hat's concerned, I don't care if you unless you're at the dinner table, and you have a hat on. That's why I have a problem. Other than that, I don't care. I really don't care. You know. But I think that I think he had a point. Think he had a good point there when he said, you don't do interviews. Coaches shouldn't do interviews. Now, players, that's a whole different story. But coaches, I think, coaches should have, unless they wear glasses. You wear your glasses while you do an interview, but to have sunglasses on, I think that's a little bit too much. I love Deion. I love what Deion's doing for Colorado. But I think that some coaches may think that he got a pass, that he didn't work hard enough to get to where he's at. Anybody on the panel agree with that? Do you think that he shouldn't have got a pass, or do you think he got a pass and you think that's why coaches act the way they act when it comes to him?
I think they do. Yeah, they deserve it.
Dana, what's your thoughts?
I think everybody's making a big deal because it's the Deion persona from when he played. Like he said, he's the market. He marketed himself to be that product. And I think it's going to rub off in the positive way on the guys. Like I believe he's going to steal some of these players from some of these good teams through the transport thing.
I think so too. Anybody else agree? I agree with you on that. And now I'm gonna tell you the only issue he might have is if they come starting to pull players off his coaching staff to go somewhere else and coach, then I think then that's a challenge, because even though they're not Deion Sanders, but they was there, they was there, and they don't have the moxie that Deion has, but they've been in his presence. You know what I'm saying? So that gives them an opportunity to move on and go somewhere else and coach. I think that might be the bigger issue going forward. Now I'm gonna say this too. I can't remember what Warren Sapp did. He got caught in a hotel with some prostitutes, correct? Ain't that what happened? And that's why he wasn't on
NFL Network.
Is that why he wasn't on NFL Network?
He got into a fight with one of the call girls because she wouldn't pay.
Was he married at the time?
I think so.
Okay. Now, my thing is he's coming on the coaching staff in 2024. I do have a small problem with that right there. But then he can also relate to guys that have problems as well outside of football. He can hopefully tell them how to channel the energy to somewhere else, like on the football field, and not on the person or persons, or male or female, or however they may want to do something. And I think that will help him. But I don't know really if I want, as soft as our kids are now, do you really want to send your kid to Colorado and knowing that Warren Sapp is going to be coaching them? Does his past really matter in a realm? Because he got to the highest level. He won a Super Bowl ring. Couple votes. He probably was a couple votes away from being MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, or things of that nature. Any thoughts on that, guys? And you got any thoughts?
I got to be honest about it.
Go ahead.
He made it to the NFL, so most parents are going to be like, let's send him there so he can get my son to the NFL so I can make some money off of it. That's all parents care about now. That's all players care about. They don't care about ethics hardly anymore. They care more about money. And that's what rules this world. Green runs this world just like it's about to run the NBA.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Ooh. Any other thoughts on that situation? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I agree, because they play off their kids. That's about how to make a quick shot.
Yeah, because if you think about it, Caleb Williams said he will make more money from college NIL than he would as a rookie in the NFL. So now we got that. Now that becomes an issue, guys. That's really, if you think about it, that's an issue. Now, how do the NFL combat that? How do the NFL?
Why is it an issue?
fix that? How can the NFL fix that? How can the NFL fix that?
No, it's not an issue.
No, it's not an issue.
That's what we've been fighting for, to make sure that college players get paid.
And I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying, how does the NFL fight that? You know what I'm saying? Because if Williams stays another year, okay, because he's a junior. Well, no, he'll be a fifth-year senior because he couldn't play 1 year there because he transferred.
1 year. No.
I'm not sorry. No, I'm sorry. He couldn't come out this year because he transferred. He couldn't come out this year.
No, he couldn't transfer. He couldn't come out this year because he was actually a sophomore.
Right. Well, no, they said because he transferred, which
sophomore.
I guess
1 year at Oklahoma, 1 year at USC. This
will be his third year. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
so technically, by college standards, he's a junior.
Yeah.
He's a junior with eligibility of another year of playing football. But that's why they said he couldn't come out. But if you guys think about it, though, if he's making all this, if he's making, like Lou said, they're making all this money. If you're making all this money, why leave college and go to the pros? Now, the pros have
more money in the pros.
There is more money in the pros, but he's saying as a rookie contract, he's going to make more money.
Not his rookie contract. First year.
Well, I'm saying his rookie year as a contract, there's a salary cap there, right?
True, but if you get hurt, in college, you might have the insurance policy. You're not going to get that guaranteed first pick contract the next year.
Right.
That's why you go.
I agree with that.
That's why you go.
That's why you go.
And so my thing is, there's some factors that has to be weighed in. But he said, I'm not in no hurry. But he did mention that he said Minnesota, the Giants.
He said Minnesota.
He said Minnesota.
Who did he say?
He said the Raiders.
He said the Raiders.
He said San Francisco.
He said
Dallas.
He said Dallas.
The other team.
It was 5 teams. It was 5 teams.
It was another good team.
He didn't say any bad team. He didn't say any bad team.
He said
the Giants.
He did definitely say the Giants.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised he didn't say the Rams because his dad was a big Rams fan. And everybody thought that the Rams were going to tank to get him this year coming out, but the Rams are not tanking him. The Rams are not tanking.
You're right. It is the Vikings.
You're right. It is the Vikings.
Was it Vikings?
Yeah.
Vikings were the 15.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So, and so I get what he's saying, but again, like Mo said, he gets hurt in college, then what happens to that money? Do you still get that money? I mean, that would be a good thing to look at and see with the NIL deal, how that works if you do get hurt. You know what I'm saying? Do you still maintain that money? You know, you look at Deion Sanders' son riding around a Rolls Royce, he's getting paid. He's getting paid. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad they're getting paid because it should have been that way before. And if you think about what the NCAA, look how much money they have made and not paying these players. And now they have to pay the players. The money just sitting there growing interest.
They ain't paying them. They still ain't paying them. Somebody else is paying them. Other people paying.
Well, other people paying. Well, you know what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they still making just as much money. They are actually winning by this because they're actually keeping more college talent now.
Say it again.
They are winning now because they're keeping more college talent, so they're actually getting more money for people watching the games. Deion is the best thing for the NCAA because now they have more people watching the game. They're going to renegotiate their contract and make more money off of their contract, which the players see nothing of.
And I agree with that. I agree with that too. Go ahead, Dana.
I have a question.
Wow.
So who's bringing more people to football than general football? Taylor Swift to the NFL or Deion Sanders to college football?
I think it's Deion Sanders because they said that so far they made $91 million already at University of Colorado. $91 million. You know, Deion, if Deion gets him to a bowl game, you know they got to go back to the table with the contract. You know, and the thing about it is now, if somebody gives him what he wants and he leaves Colorado, you know what I'm saying? So Colorado's in a good situation, but they're gonna have the money to give him that if they get to a bowl game, he wins. Then look at the money. Dana, he made $91 million in 3 games. We ain't talking about the whole season.
Yeah, right.
They're gonna make over $1 billion when it's all said and done with in Colorado. And who they got to thank for that? For Deion Sanders. You know, so he's gonna be a high commodity going forward. Or you got some coaches out there that's coaching underneath him. They're gonna be a high commodity as well. So it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be really interesting to see how this thing pans out for Colorado and how it pans out with Deion Sanders. I'm happy. You know, I've never stayed up and watched a game to 2 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't my team. And I think though, I think what you're going to get to with Deion Sanders is you're gonna get those good old boys that they're gonna use the N-word. They're gonna use all kind of names towards him because they're jealous of what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Because of the moxie he has. But you know, how you gonna get mad at him when he comes to your stadium and your stadium is sold out? You get some of that change too. You gonna get, you gonna get that Brinks truck pulled up to your university as well. So it behooves the coaches to talk bad about him behind closed doors because you never know who's listening, who's around what. And like he said, he keeps receipts. And I ain't mad for keeping receipts. Not at all. Not at all.
So you better get him now.
All right. So I don't have the numbers for the picks yet because Mo didn't give us his picks for week 4. Then I do have yours. So I'm gonna have I have this done.
I took last week.
I have this done later on. So Detroit.
Tell Mike Tomlin to get it together, man.
Mo, he talking to you?
No, he ain't talking to me.
They look like the old Detroit Lions.
Hey, who won between Atlanta and Jacksonville?
Wait a minute.
Jacksonville.
Who got spanked?
Yeah.
Y'all got spanked in Buffalo. Y'all got spanked. We had a bad game. Y'all got spanked. Y'all was supposed to be so good. And got spanked.
Oh man, we had a winning game.
Okay, Kev. I went 8-8 last week.
Just like the man, what's the Doomsday? All good stuff to I remember one bad game. Everybody remembers one bad game.
So you'll talk about me for one bad game.
We had 3 bad games.
All right.
We won 2 games.
Mo, who would you have picked between Detroit and Green Bay?
No, I'm telling you right now. I picked Detroit.
Okay.
I picked Jacksonville.
Wait a minute.
I picked Miami and I lost.
Okay.
I picked the Bears and I lost. I picked the Bengals and I lost.
Wait a minute. You skipped the game.
Which one?
Baltimore and Cleveland.
I picked Cleveland and lost. It don't matter. All these 1 o'clock games I lost.
Okay. Rams and
I
Indianapolis.
picked the Colts, so I lost the Colts.
Damn.
I picked the Saints. I lost. Got lucky with the Eagles.
The Saints won. Wait a minute.
Oh,
wait a minute. They're dead. Okay, you picked the Saints.
Lucky this one.
I'm gonna say I think the Saints. Didn't the Saints win?
No, the Buccaneers won.
Saints. Bucks won. Okay.
I picked the Vikings.
To do it again.
You missed one. Washington, Philly.
I said I picked Philly.
Okay.
Just barely won that one.
And you picked Minnesota.
The Steelers and lost.
You wait a minute. Minnesota.
Yeah, I did pick Minnesota. I picked Minnesota.
Okay. Vegas and
If I say
Vegas and
something,
Pick the
Chargers.
Chargers.
if I say something, the FCC gonna get us.
Wait a minute, then England, New England, and Dallas.
I picked the Cowboys.
Arizona, San Francisco.
I picked the 49ers, and then I picked the Chiefs. But then I picked the Giants.
All right, so I will go back to this. Go ahead, Dan. What you got to say?
I gotta say, that Sunday night football game, that was the most fixed football game in the world.
You talking about Seattle and the Giants?
No, that was Monday night. He's talking about Kansas City.
Kansas City.
The Chiefs and the Jets. Look, man.
Yeah.
Look, man.
No, it was the right play. It was the right play.
The NFL needs to stop.
That was the right play.
When the Chiefs got the ball, they couldn't even stop it. It was looking so bad. It was like, hold on. It's Sunday night. That was Swillville. We had to make this look good.
Okay, Zach Wilson, baby.
And now they
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson can play a little bit.
He looked like Aaron Rodgers.
Yo,
that was the worst football game ever.
Yo,
put the script together.
And I'm gonna say this: I don't know about Kansas City right now. Kansas City don't look that great.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Kansas City don't look that great. All right, so guys, we got Thursday night. Oh, there's another boring game. Chicago at Washington. Dana, who you got?
I have the Commanders.
Mo?
I think I took the Commanders. Yeah, Commanders.
Jacksonville, Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Oh, hey, kid, my bad.
Buffalo, Jacksonville at Buffalo, Dana.
I got Buffalo. I can't stand it.
Houston at Atlanta, Dana.
I have. Where's the game at? Atlanta or Houston?
At Atlanta.
I got Atlanta.
Mo.
I changed my pick. I was Atlanta, but I'm Houston now. They look too good against us.
Yeah, they yo.
They look really good.
Carolina and Detroit.
Detroit football.
Carolina. I thought Tampa played Detroit.
No, Carolina's at Detroit.
Okay. I have Detroit.
Tennessee at Indianapolis. That Richardson kid looks good, man.
Tennessee can win that game.
I got the Colts.
And we ain't hearing Cavs picks.
I'm gonna do mine after y'all do yours. New York Giants, and Miami.
Give me the New York.
New England at New Orleans at New England.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got New England.
that's a good game. Right there. Okay. Baltimore at Pittsburgh.
We winning this game.
If you had hey, wait a minute, Dana. Wait a minute. Mo, if you had to bet your mortgage on this game.
That's cold. That's cold.
If you had to bet your mortgage on this game, who would you go with?
I would take the Browns.
You mean the Baltimore Ravens?
The Baltimore Browns. If I had to bet my mortgage, but I would still wouldn't do it. But I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Dana, who you got?
I got the Ravens.
Okay.
You know the game is in Pittsburgh. Dana. Even though we ain't got a left tackle, our quarterback.
Philadelphia at the Rams.
Philly.
Mo, who you got? Mo, Dana, who you got?
I have Jalen Hurts and them.
Okay. Cincinnati at Arizona. What is going on with Cincinnati? That quarterback does not look good at all. And I tell you what, if they lose again, they might set him down.
I would go with Arizona.
Ooh.
I'm going with Arizona too. Arizona's at home.
Arizona's at home.
New York Jets at the Denver Broncos.
Jets.
I have the Jets.
You think Zach Wilson can get it done?
He better.
Yeah, their defense gonna be able to
Kansas City at Minnesota.
Kansas City.
I have Kansas City. Taylor Swift and the Swifties got him.
I'm glad you brought it up because I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna say something about that after we do our picks. After I give you my picks. Dallas and San Francisco.
San Fran. Best team in the league.
Mo thing. Green Bay at Las Vegas.
I have the Raiders.
You know they got a new quarterback, right? You know they got a new quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Garoppolo's not coming back.
No, he's out. He's out this week.
I'm still going Raiders.
The bye week is the Cleveland Browns, Los Angeles Chargers, Seattle Seahawks, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Chicago at Washington. I'm going with Washington. Jacksonville at Buffalo. I'm going with Buffalo. Houston at Atlanta. I'm going with Houston. Carolina at Detroit. I'm going with Detroit. Tennessee at Indianapolis. I'm going with Indianapolis. Giants at Miami. I'm going with Miami. New Orleans at New England. I'm going with New Orleans. Wait a minute. Who's the quarterback in New Orleans now?
What you call Derek Carr? He
got hurt though. Is he playing?
He played last week.
He played last week.
He's gonna play this week.
It might be Jameis.
If Jameis is playing, I'm going with New England. If Carr's playing, I'm going with New Orleans. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Baltimore. Philadelphia at the Rams. I'm going with the Rams because Philly's not playing really good football.
If you had to put your mortgage on it,
I'm going with the Rams.
Oh, good Lord, you'd be homeless. Your wife would be so mad at you.
I'm going, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna go with the Rams because even though that game against the game against Indianapolis shouldn't have been that close, the field goal kicker missed 2 field goals in the third and fourth quarter, what puts that game out of range. Right? They let the coach get some energy and the momentum, and that carried them through the middle of the third to the end of the fourth. But when the coin flipped, and Stafford had to do what he had to do, he slow walking down the football field and scored a touchdown. The problem with the Rams is they cannot be a third and long or anything like that because that when they get an offensive penalty, that kills them. That kills them. And him missing 2 field goals is the reason why that game was close because if he kicked up field goals, that game's over. There was 23, it was 20 to whatever. And 23 to whatever. Then he missed the field goal. Then he missed another field goal, and that's how that game ended up coming. They ended up coming back, and that's why I'm gonna pick the Rams.
Wasn't it 28-3 at that time?
20. No, it was 20 to 3, I think, or 20. I think it was 20 to 3 at halftime, and then it was 23-3 in the third quarter, and then they end up tying the game up. And then he also threw. I think he threw 2 picks too. That didn't help none. Cincinnati at Arizona. I believe in Dobbs. Jets at Denver. I think Denver wins this game. Kansas City at Minnesota. This might be my upset of the week. I'm going with Minnesota. Minnesota's defense is playing really good right now. I think the defense is coming around. Kansas City's real sluggish. If they got to get it. This is week 5. This is a week that they kind of have a down week. If you go back and look at the past, the week 5 has never been a good week for them. They might have won, but it's a close game. Dallas at San Francisco. I'm gonna go with San Francisco because Dallas' offensive line is banged up a little bit. Green Bay at Vegas. I'm gonna go with Green Bay because Vegas, Jimmy G is not the quarterback. They got the young boy out there, but they might end up starting the old guy. He was in New England last year. I can't think of his name. I see his face, but I can't see his name.
Yeah.
He's been around the league a lot. Oh shucks, I can't think of his name. But that's our picks going forward, ladies and gentlemen. Now I got a question. Why is Taylor Swift such a big thing in football with Kelsey, Travis Kelce? Thank you, Omar. Omar Cornelius Cooper said, "Keep up the good work, guys, for the show." I think he's related to Chuck Cooper, the son of Chuck Cooper, which is Chuck Cooper. I think they're related, but that's another story for a different day. But why is everybody making a big deal about Taylor Swift with Travis Kelce? Is that a big deal to you guys? Do y'all care? I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either.
So what?
Is
Is that what it is? Do you think they're dating? Do y'all think they're dating?
No.
Yes.
Who says yes?
I did.
Okay.
Do I care? No.
I had like a years ago on sports every 10 minutes. I mean, really. When did you get a big case about it?
Okay. Mo, you think they're dating?
I do, and I don't care.
Dana, do you care or don't care?
I don't care, but I think Mad Dog Mad Dog was right about it. Kelly it all. You don't let a piece of mom after the second date. That's a month. You don't let a piece of mom after the second date. Now you and the mom ain't got together that game.
Yeah, and what if they break up? And to be honest, perfectly honest with you, man, I don't care who he dates. I just care that he plays football. And he plays football at a high level. That's all that matters to me. And it's on Good Morning America. It's on ESPN. I'm like, and my thing is, I mean, I'm not Taylor Swift. She's nice looking, but she's not like if she walked past me, I'm not gonna turn around and say, "Wow." I'm gonna say she's a nice looking girl. So am I missing something? Am I missing something, Mo? Is she that hot?
It ain't about how hot she is. It's about how much money she got.
Oh, that's a different story. Now
there are a lot of Swift fans out there.
Yeah, the money part of it, I get it.
Right.
I get the money.
He's the devil's niece.
I get the money. I get the money part. I totally get the money part. I do get that.
I couldn't even name a Taylor Swift song.
That's what I'm saying. I'm an R&B dude. All right, guys. Let's talk a little
I just don't like Taylor Swift.
I like country too. I like some country, but I'm an R&B guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into rap anymore. I'm not into rap no more because they don't know how to rap. Everything is the same. Everything sounds the same, so I don't know who's what, what's what. Yeah. Money. I got my money. It came off a truck. Now I'm funny. Money. That's you know what I'm saying?
Give him some gap because his rap is crap.
Say something else. And you know what's funny? Because my daughter said to me, she said, "Dad, well, they sing the same lyrics." I said, "Yeah, they do, Paige." I said, "But you know what thing? The one difference between our music and your music is it don't sound the same." I said, "We know who the Four Tops was. We know who Temptations was. We know who James Brown was. We know who if we come up to date, we know who Chubb Rock. We know who Kumo D is. We know who LL is.
With a lean on a hardcore dream. The dream was aggressive. The dream photographic. DC started from the crib plus kids.
We know who Kumo D is. We know who Sugar Hill is." I said, because they all rap, but the rap were different. Nobody would sound the same. Everything y'all see now, right? It all sounds the same. There's no bass and nothing in this stuff, man. I think it's acid music for real. So NFL standings. Hey, Dana, before you got on the show, I listened to some football. I listened to sports this morning, and the dude from New York said every team in the state of New York, every professional team need to throw them in the Hudson River with the trash. I was like, wow. I was like, wow, that's something else. So
wow.
So in the AFC East, we got Buffalo in first, Miami's tied, New England, and the Jets. Let's talk about the Jets for a minute. Do you think Zach Wilson? If let me ask you guys a question. And Lou, you're a Jet fan. When do you say enough is enough with Zach Wilson, or do you let it play out and you don't go out and get nobody? Or do you go out and you kick the tires on somebody like Kirk Cousins as your quarterback, or you go kick the tires on Trubisky, who's a backup quarterback? Lou, what do you think? When do you think that happens? You're 1-3 right now. This is a quarter of the season that's going away. So what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts, Lou?
He's got to go. Wheeler was right about it. I was saying that he's not doing. He's not even capable of quarterback. Zach, here they go. Zach is about to get hacked. So I would think the worst deal for I would think the six deal over him. Anything. I can think of nothing over him.
So Mo, what's your thoughts on Zach Wilson?
First of all, the Steelers ain't trading nobody to the Jets because we got a chance of winning the division and winning the Super Bowl this year. So we ain't trading them no quarterback. They're gonna have to look at the NFC. Ain't nobody in the AFC gonna trade the Jets because they know they loaded. If they had a quarterback, that's a team you don't want pace. That's all I got to say about that.
Dana, what's your thoughts on the Jets and the quarterback situation?
And listen, as a Dolphin fan, I'm saying let him play. But as a Jet, I'm gonna step out of my Dolphin uniform. I'm gonna put on a Jet jersey, and I'm gonna go get him out of here. I'm not paying no money to watch that. You got that homie, great people, ready to cut people up. You looking back at your quarterback like, dude, what you gonna do? And I get tired of these people who showing lines talk about, oh, the defense standing behind Zach. Then they have now most people don't know, but Lou's a Jet fan. I want Lou to tell me, does he remember when they had the Mike White shirts over Zach Wilson? I think it's bad. Right? You should have kept them. That's what I'm talking about. So the coach needs to stop lying to the fans and the players and get him out of there. Go ahead and get you. I mean, you got to put in trouble with what he did, or just fire your quarterback. Just trade for one.
I'm gonna say this now.
You can call up Kaepernick.
I'm gonna say this, and I want you guys to agree or disagree with on this one here. Andy Dalton to the Jets.
No.
Why not Andy Dalton?
That's Zach Wilson 2.0.
He ain't worth it. It's not a better deal. I would even go Carson Wentz before I go him.
I know who they still got, but they let the Patriots give it.
Who's that?
The Cowboys' third string quarterback.
Cooper Rush.
No.
Talking about Cooper Rush?
No, he's talking about Trey Lance. That's the third string.
Oh, no. But Trey Lance was already gone before that happened, Dana. So they can't go get Trey Lance. I thought you were talking about Cooper Rush.
No, I didn't say.
No, he said Will Greer.
I said Will Greer.
Who?
The guy who Trey Lance took his spot. Look him up. Will Greer.
He ain't worth it.
He ain't worth it.
And what did he end
If
up
he
going?
worth it, he'd be on a roster.
He's at New England?
Yes. He'll be better than Zach Wilson and Trevor Siemian.
That Travis Siemian, I don't get that one. I really don't.
Yeah.
But man, I still think that if they don't kick the tire, hey Mo, do me a favor, man. I'm trying to look up the backup quarterbacks. The list I got is kind of old. It's not really telling me nothing. I went to
NFL
backup quarterbacks. Yeah, because they had a couple quarterbacks on it that I never heard of before. So I think we all agree that Zach Wilson time in the Jets uniform is coming to an end. And you know what's the weirdest part about it is that the coach had to save face and say, we're gonna hold up. I give you can you imagine if this was Dick Vermeil as their coach? If Dick Vermeil was their coach, can you imagine how this would have went down? He'd be crying the river right now. He'd be crying the river.
Yeah, he'll be crying. He'll be honest about it.
AFC North. Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and the Bengals. The issue here is that Pittsburgh's quarterback is hurt. Will he be able to play next week, Mo? Or they gonna keep him out?
It's an opportunity. They haven't said anything.
Okay.
They haven't said anything now.
Cincinnati. If Cincinnati loses another game, we know something's wrong with Joe Burrow's knee, calf, or whatever. You know, I don't want to see him tear his Achilles, because I think that's going to be next if he still tries to play. The offensive line is not that bad, okay? But they're bad, but they're not that bad. Should they have addressed their offensive line during the off season? They should have addressed their offensive line when they lost in the Super Bowl to the Rams, in my opinion. They never addressed that, because you know why they said they never addressed it? Because they said he gets rid of the ball quick, so the pressure's not going to be there on him. But now the offensive line is not as good as they wanted to be, and he's hurt. He's hobbling around. If they lose again, do you guys still keep Cincinnati quarterback Joe Burrow in the lineup, or do you take him out?
I'll take him out
and let him rest.
Take him out.
Dana said, take him out.
It's over.
Their backup quarterback is Jake Browning. So Mo, what you thinking? Do you think Cincinnati is sacrificing losses to keep Joe Burrow in? What got me was when they lost to the Browns, their excuse was
tanking.
What are they tanking for?
Marvin Harrison Jr.
Wide receiver?
Yeah. They're gonna lose T. Higgins this offseason. I'm joking. They ain't tanking. But by playing Joe Burrow, they're trying to rupture his Achilles.
And that's my thing. If they lose again, which they're probably who they play. Cincinnati plays Arizona. If they lose that game to Arizona, who's supposed to be tanking, do you sit back and say, okay, you're hurt, you're done, let's try to get you back by see if we can get you back by the bye week, which is their bye week is Bye week is week 7, so that's not even enough time for real. That only gives them 2 weeks for him to sit down. So maybe not even mess with the bye week. Looking at Cincinnati Bengals schedule right now, they're looking at they got Arizona, Seattle coming up. Then they go to San Fran. They got Buffalo, Houston, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, Indianapolis, Minnesota, Pittsburgh again, Kansas City, and they got Cleveland at the end. So if you look at the schedule, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 teams that made the playoffs last year, and Seattle looks good. Arizona, Dobbs is coming along. So when do you sit and say, yo, man, look, the season's over with. Let's concentrate on you getting healthy for next year. But again, this Joe Burrows, he's always been hurt every year. If I'm not mistaken, he tore his MCL the 1 year, right?
For sure.
And then he got his appendix taken out or something like that. So he's always had something that feared in his ability to play football during the football season. And I don't know if that's something that you have to take a long look at, and say, yo, maybe this is not right. Something's not going on here. Something's just not adding up for Joe Burrows. So
I think he's scared.
Right now, I think right now I know he's scared because he doesn't want to injure that calf or that knee. And the thing about it is, when as a team do you say, okay, we're not tanking, but you're not playing no more? You know what I'm saying? That's the key to this whole situation with him, I believe. Okay.
If you know his body, he needs to sit down.
Going back to the division again, we're looking at where we at here? NFL. NFL standings. AFC South, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Tennessee Titans. Now, we know that Jacksonville thought this going to be a walkaway. But you got the Houston Texans right now who has C.J. Stroud, who's playing good football. He took Pittsburgh and dismantled them pieces, and Mo was complaining about the offensive line, but the offensive line don't play defense.
Yeah, we can stop the run.
So my thing is that he's right now he should be the front runner for Rookie of the Year. Okay, I think he got Rookie of the Month last year.
Wait a minute now. Wide receiver.
Say that again, Mo.
Your wide receiver is winning right now.
Oh, Puka Tuka.
Tuka Natia.
Yeah, that right there. MP. That's what I'm calling MP. Never drop a pass.
First.
Okay. I don't know, because beating Pittsburgh ain't an easy task. You know what I'm saying?
Especially for a rookie quarterback. We never lose the rookies.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what makes that. Man, I turned the TV on. I went to Red Zone. I said, oh, 1 upset, 2 upsets, 3 upsets. I said, Bag, where my glasses at? I said, can you get them? I said, because I saw a score. I don't think this is right. I said, she said, what score? I said, Pittsburgh. I said, it says 30-6. I said, but I don't know if that's correct. She said, babe, that's correct. I said, oh, okay.
Well, 2 plays later, it was 36-6. But lucky the guy was down. Free fumble.
But so Jacksonville found out that it ain't gonna be as easy as they thought it was gonna be to win a division. The Colts look really good. Anthony Richardson looked like he was quarterback. He was an NFL ready quarterback from the jump. And I think that Carolina might have not picked they might have picked the wrong quarterback for them, because I think if they had to do this all over again, Richardson would be their man. I'm not taking nothing from Bryce Young, But man, that kid is slinging that football. Woof. Okay. AFC West. Kansas City Chiefs 3-1. Los Angeles Chargers 2-2. Raiders are 1-3, and Broncos are 1-3. Now the Chargers, I found today that Justin Herbert is hurt. Anybody hear about that?
No.
Yeah, I think that. Let me pull something up here. I could swear I saw something. He has a fractured finger on his left hand.
Yeah, he hurt himself during the game. Left hand, middle finger.
What did he do? High five somebody?
No, he got his foot stepped on. His hand stepped on.
His hand on the helmet.
Okay. So
they're off this week though.
Kansas City 3-1, but I think that's a false. I think they're a false 3-1 in my opinion. We could talk about get everybody's top 5 in a minute or so. Mo, what time you gotta leave?
9 o'clock.
Okay. All right, so let's have him get done with this because we got 15 minutes to get into what we need to get into. Okay, so Kansas City, I don't believe in Justin Herbert. I don't believe in Chargers at all. I think their coach is going to get fired because they won't make the playoff. Kansas City is really slow coming out the gate at 3-1. I think they're the worst 3-1 team, but some of y'all might put them in the top 5. Some of y'all might not. I don't know what y'all think on that situation. AFC East, Eagles are 4-1, Dallas 3-1, Washington's 2-2, Giants are 1-3. Giants are in the Hudson River, as my man says. The Eagles are 4-0. How do y'all look at the Eagles as being 4-0? Are you confident in that 4-0? Like I'm not confident in Kansas City's 3-1. What's your thoughts? Anybody?
I'm not confident in it.
Oh, what's your thoughts?
Everybody who I think this summer is struggling. Yep.
Then what's your thoughts?
I said everybody with that bag is struggling. If you will see that bag, you're struggling. You're gonna continue that struggle until somebody want to help you out.
No.
But I think the worst team. I think Dallas. You better watch those Commanders.
Okay, Mo.
I think the Commanders gonna make it for it.
Sam Howell does look like the truth on the Commanders. We're talking about the AFC West.
Yeah. No, the Eagles.
Oh, we're talking about the NFC.
Yeah. My question was: Do you believe in the Eagles being 4-0?
Yeah, I do because they have done it and they haven't even looked that good yet. They have not played a full game of football yet. They have let everybody come back.
Omar said,
"Hurry up."
Let me post this right here.
Why do they need to hurry up if they're 4-0?
This is what Omar said.
It's barely 4-0.
He said Kansas City started out struggling, so they definitely are not in my top 5. I agree with you on that one. But okay, 4-0 is 4-0, Dana. Okay, but you can see there are some deficiencies there. Are we surprised that them and the Commanders went into an overtime game? Yeah, we are. But they play each other 2 times a year, so they know each other really well. So I'm surprised it went in overtime, but I'm not surprised that the Washington played them as tough as they played them because they're a division team. Okay. NFC North, Detroit Lions 3-1, Packers 2-2, Minnesota 1-3, Chicago's 0-4. Ever since they fired the defensive coordinator for whatever the reasons he did, that team just can't get it right on the field. I don't know what's going on with Chicago. You guys got an answer? Y'all got an answer for that? Is it Justin Fields, Dana? You think it's Justin Fields?
I think it's the coaches and Justin Fields.
Okay.
I think Justin Fields don't want to be there.
Lou, what's your thoughts?
I agree that the coach doesn't be there, so I'm not agree on that.
Okay.
He's right.
Tampa's 3-1, Atlanta's 2-2, Saints 2-2, Carolina's 0-4. Are we believing in Baker Mayfield being 3-1?
No.
So
No.
yeah.
Okay. What out NFC West? San Francisco 4-0, Seattle's 3-1, Rams 2-2, Arizona Cardinals 1-3. Seattle Seahawks. Do you guys believe in them being a playoff team?
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. Not much in the NFC.
They just got to stop making dumb penalties.
Because you got to think about it. The North is only going to get one team in. The South is probably going to get one team in. So they got a chance.
So you think the NFC East gets 2, North gets 1?
2 or 3.
You think NFC East gets 3?
The Commanders are no joke, man. That defensive line is amazing.
Okay. So that's 3: Detroit, Tampa, San Francisco, and Seattle.
And Sam Howell is looking like that dude.
So they ain't taking to get another quarterback.
Nah, they good. They might trade Jacoby Brissett, to the Jets. I found the right guy. That needs to be traded to him.
Okay, Jacoby Brissett.
No, not Brissett. He's number 2.
No.
He's number 2.
Who? Sam Hinkie. Sam Hinkie?
No. Davis Mills.
Oh, where's he at? Where's he at now?
Texans. He's still there. They might as well get rid of him.
Yeah. I agree with you on that one. All right, Dana, we ain't got long. We got like 8 minutes left. Hey, Dana.
Yes, sir.
You seen what the Boston Celtics did, right?
Yeah, world champions, man.
Hey.
True.
Why Milwaukee's playing checkers, we're playing chess.
Yeah, you are.
So Mo, I'm gonna let you get yours in because you got to leave at 9, and I'll get mine in after you leave, and because I got something to say about some people talking trash.
Okay. So first of all, Marcus Smart was my favorite Celtic. Robert Williams, Time Lord, was my second favorite Celtic player. So it hurt me to see both of them gone. But to get the unicorn, to get Drew Holiday, what we always wanted Marcus Smart to become. In the immortal words of KG, I'm so hyped right now. Anything is possible. We got much better. We got a guy that can guard Dame. We got a guy that can guard anybody. We got a dude that shoots 40% at 7-3 at the 3-point line. We're going to be getting the easiest threes he's ever gotten in his life. It's going to be a paint that's going to be open for both Tatum and Brown. If Brown fixes his handle, it's Vince Carter. It's over. We're gonna get buyouts. We might get Drew. We might get I said Drew. We might get Dwight Howard. He wants a ring. We upset without as long as we stay healthy. We gotta stay healthy. So only thing I'm worried about is Taylor did not get it fixed. He just got a shot on his wrist. He didn't get it fixed. So yeah. Did he say he can't go left with Jaylen Brown?
So Steve Johnson said that Tatum can't go left.
Tatum goes left.
Brown can't go left.
I get it. Because that's where he gets ripped. With his left hand.
And he said, I beat the Bucks.
He beat the Bucks last year. They crazy.
All right. All right. That's cool. That's cool. I got something for him. I got something for Mr. Johnson. Are you done, Mo? Or can I tag? Can you tag me in?
I'm still mad that I lost Marcus Smart. But you know what? It was a smart deal. Go for it.
Tag me in. Okay, I'm in. All right. So I'm listening to Patrick. I'm listening to Patrick and Sean the other night, and they was talking about the Celtics. They don't think the Celtics are better than Milwaukee right now. Okay. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, even though I'm a Celtic fan, I think we were better. I think we were still better without Jrue Holiday, even with Dame on their team. Reason being is because I think that Dame has never played defense like he's gonna have to play defense in the East. Okay, now we know he can shoot the lights out the ball. He can shoot from anywhere on the court, right? But at some point in time, he got to play defense. Okay, and that's where I think his downfall comes in. I understand what Milwaukee had to do because Milwaukee had to make a move in order for Giannis to be committed to staying with Milwaukee. I'm not mad at Milwaukee for making a move for Dame. I think it was a smart move for them, but that's for them to win right now. Okay, so if they win right now, it's all fine and dandy. But if they don't win right now, then they got to look at retooling the team because Dame's up in age. Okay, that's the problem. That's the problem they're gonna have is because he's older. So the thing about it is Greek never had another player to get 50 on any given night. Let me post this. If you think that Damian Lillard is going to get 50 on the Milwaukee Bucks, Mr. Johnson, you're sadly mistaken. Because that means that Giannis doesn't even touch the ball. Because to get 50, you got to shoot, 40 times? At least 40? At least 40.
Yeah.
And so that's the problem. I can see him average a 30. I can see him getting 30 maybe, but not 50 on any given night. With Giannis, I don't see that happening. But getting back to what I was saying, yeah, you changed it 30. Yeah, I can see 30. I can see him probably getting 30. And let's say him and Giannis get 30, that's 60. Who else are going to get the points from? Milwaukee is not. And getting back to what I was saying, I respect Milwaukee for making that move because they needed to make that move in order for Giannis not to go to Boston, where he would end up going, or going to Miami, where he might have gone. I didn't see him going out to the Lakers because he's not that type of dude. He don't like that fanfare at all. He doesn't like the fanfare. I watched The Rise on TV, and that gave me 30 shots equal 50. That's a lot of shots that he's gonna be taking up, that he's gonna take away from Giannis. All right, Mo, good talking to you, bro.
Dame?
Yeah, because he said 30 shots equal 50 points. And yeah, but he's not going for him to shoot the ball 30 times. How many times is Giannis gonna get the ball? I don't think Giannis has a problem sharing the basketball with. I don't think he has a problem sharing the basketball with Dame. But which type of shot selection is going to be the key to this whole thing. But getting back to what I was saying, I respect him for making a move because they had to do that because Giannis said, if you don't make a move to make this team better, I'm not staying. I'm not going to be committed to this team. Okay? And that's fine and dandy. So they made the move. Jrue Holiday was a part of the deal. I'm gonna say this: if I'm Milwaukee, I'm not moving Jrue Holiday. I wouldn't move Jrue Holiday because now you have two guards. Because Dame could play the two. He played the two with CJ McCollum. So let him play that two. Let Jrue play that three. Play that one. And you trade somebody else. I would never. I don't know. I don't even know if Portland said we wanted Jrue. I don't know if Miami. I don't know if Milwaukee threw him into the mix or not. That's what I would like to know is if they asked for him. That's the key. Is did they ask for him or Milwaukee say, "Yo, you can have him. We'll be okay." But in return, what they did was Boston gave up Robert Williams. I'm a little upset with that situation. Malcolm Brogdon wasn't happy there because Malcolm Brogdon found out that he wasn't going to be starting when Marcus Smart left. So he's a little upset. They thought he was upset about being traded to the Clippers. He said, that's part of the business. I understand it. But a source says he was upset that he was not going to become a starter because he was sixth man. He felt like he should have been a starter. But if you watch the Boston Celtics play last year, White showed off and showed out in the playoffs. He did his thing. I'm a Suns fan since Barkley, and we are lit. We got to get a bench now. You definitely need a bench. The Suns definitely need a bench. But the situation with Boston, in Brogdon was he wanted to start, and he wasn't going to start. He was going to come off the bench, you know. And he said, I understand this is a business, and I got to make a move. I got to move. You know, you moving me, and I understand. And the thing about it is, as a Celtic fan, you have to know that what Tanya said, I agree with Kevin. He's not shooting 30 shots. That their defense will be on the top of that. See who hit me up again. Mr. Henderson, me and him, he was on the show, Dana, last week with me. And we talked about Jrue Holiday coming to Boston, which we didn't know at the time. But I woke up the next morning, I had a feeling that something was going on. But anyway, so you add Jrue Holiday to that team, and now you got a two-way player, Dana, which gets me right. Is two-way player has been in the NBA since the NBA been called the NBA. So why now everybody talking about I'm the best two-way player in the NBA? That's your job to play defense. That's your job to play offense. So where did they come up with this two-way player mess again? Because that's your job to be the best. You're supposed to be the best player on the court. Where this two-way thing come from gets me, man. You recreating the wheel. You're recreating the wheel. But Jrue Holiday is a better version, in my opinion, of Marcus Smart. Now, I was told, this is what I was told to me. I'm a Celtics fan, and I kind of stay abreast with what goes on. Got a young man by the name of Igor Mentor that does a show on Saturday that talks straight about Boston. So if you guys get a chance, make sure y'all guys be on the show. It's all about the Celtics. He does a great job. He comes on from what time he comes on? He's on from 7 to 8 every Saturday. Make sure you give him a call. Phone number is 512-543-4662. That's the number to call. We just spoke about Holiday to the Celtics. Exactly, Mr. Anderson. We did talk. Go ahead, Mo. I mean, go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, you take over the show because this is how it's done. I think it on.
Well, because the thing about it is, though, sometimes because he's in Serbia, his connection is not that good. So basically, what you have to do is maybe ask him to come on, give you the link for the StreamYard. But I think he's going to try to make phone calls because I said to him, because I was supposed to be on the show, I told him I couldn't make it, but if I could have called in, I could have still been on the show. So we're going to try this weekend to see if that phone number does work for him. But getting back to what we were talking about, is that if Boston can't get it done now, they're never going to get it done, in my opinion. But I was told that the reason why Smart was a bigger loss than Jrue Holiday coming in is because he was the leader of the team. But if you understand the concept of this team right here, one of the reasons why they had to move Marcus is because they needed Jason or Jalen to step up and be the team, be the captain, be the leader on the team, be the one to be the vocal person on the team. We know Tatum's not that vocal. Jalen may have to become that vocal person. You got Al Horford's going to be vocal. You know what I'm saying? So now you got Jrue Holiday on the team, right? And he's going to fit in well. But you didn't have that vocal person like you had Marcus Smart. But I was told that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum don't like each other. And if that's the case, I want to know where that happened, how that happened, when did it happen, because I can't tell. They go on vacation together. The family goes on vacation together. So if you don't like somebody, why you go on vacation? I was also told that Amu and Joe Mazzulla are the same coaches. I'm here to tell you that they're not. IMU was more of a defensive stopper, okay? Where Joe Mazzulla is more of an offensive-minded coach. If you go back and watch the beginning of the series if you go back and watch the beginning of the season with the Celtics, with Joe Mazzulla, they was averaging 127 points, 120 points, 115 points, all this. They was have averages at the beginning because it was all about the offense clicking. It's all about the offense. But somewhere down the line, they had to start playing some defense. And by them playing defense, it made them not be that offensive minded. I've never heard of Brown and Tatum not liking each other. This is the first for me. Miss Johnson, we on the same page here. We sing the same music. We cooking with gas right now. We cooking with gas. But the thing about it is, though, is that when you look at the concept of what they done with Mazzulla now, offensively, you're going to open the floor. Everybody on the starting team can shoot threes. I don't know when I've seen a team. And I want to say maybe Golden State may have had Dana, who do you think Golden State ever a team that had shooters that can shoot threes? I mean, I know you got your man on the team. I can't think of his name right now. Draymond Green. He shoots threes every now and then. But have you known any team that have 5 guys that can shoot threes like that? Dana, you there? Dana?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Did you hear what I said? Do you hear what I said?
But right.
I'm asking you a question. Have you seen a team before? The only team I can think of was Golden State that had all 5 players that could probably shoot the three at a high level.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm just saying, even though their center wasn't a high level shooter, I can only think of 4 on that team that could shoot. But now Boston has Porzingis, who's over 40% from the three. Okay, you got Derek White, who can shoot the three, high percentage. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, that can shoot the three. You know, and now you got Jrue Holiday, that can shoot the three. So now you look at you go back. If you go back and just look at the scores at the beginning of last year with the Celtics, and there were games with 127, 125, 130. That's because they were shooting the lights out the ball. Right now, they can actually do that now with who they have for real, and not give up any defense. Exactly, and that's my whole thing. And being a Celtics fan, I would know that. But if you're not a Sixers fan, I mean, you're not a Celtics fan, you wouldn't know that because you don't watch them as much as I watch them. Like, I don't watch the Sixers, right? Because Sixers don't come on DirecTV. They come on Comcast. But every chance I get to watch the Sixers, I watch them. And I can talk about the Sixers. I can tell you why the Sixers wasn't that good last year. You know what I'm saying? I can tell you why, you know, and the problem with the Sixers last year was they didn't allow Maxey to be Maxey. Because once he got hurt and came back, he was still a baller, but he should be the number 2 person at scoring. But James Harden became that person. So he took shots away from Maxey, which hurt him offensively. And you saw that in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that they need to work on to get better. As far as Sixers concerned, they got to do some house cleaning up with the situation with James Harden. But Boston has put themselves in a situation. Boston had put them in a situation where this team right here could be one of the greatest Boston Celtics teams ever assembled in the history of the Boston Celtics.
Everybody's talking about games. I think Jrue Holiday is still in the trade.
The new look of the Lakers are getting the ring. If you don't stop it, if you don't stop it, Tom, if you don't stop it with that nonsense, man. But again, you gotta talk about Dame with Milwaukee, because that's an upgrade scoring wise, but it's a downgrade defensively. You know what I'm saying? And if that's all you change, yeah. And I don't know what else changed with Milwaukee off with their team. And let me just take a look real quick, because I'm gonna look at Milwaukee and what the Bucks look like. Okay, so you have the Milwaukee Bucks. They won the division last year, and they got outs early. So on the depth chart, they got, well, they ain't even changed the depth chart yet. So they don't have Drew Holiday no more. They don't have Grayson Allen. Okay, so you replace Drew Holiday with Dame, and then you move in somebody else. I mean, you probably put Dame in at the shooting guard, and maybe they use AJ Green as a point guard because he's a backup. Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, Giannis. Chris Middleton wasn't 100% last year. He wasn't 100% last year, and so that's going to be a problem for them. Lakers beat the Bucks in the finals 4-3. And until the Lakers get them a true point guard, they ain't beating nobody. Because D'Angelo Russell ain't the answer. He just signed on the dotted line because there was nobody else out to get. Y'all need to go back out there. Y'all should have went and got Schrader. That's who y'all should have went and got. Then y'all didn't do it. But anyway, Dana.
Toronto.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm looking at Milwaukee's roster right now, and Drew Holiday's gone, Grayson's gone. You have AJ Green, Malik Beasley, Pat Connaughton, Jay Crowder, and Bobby Portis are the backups. And did Bobby Portis? I don't know if Bobby Portis left or not. I don't know what he did. But that team is not the team that is going to make any noise going forward. They're going to be good because they got two guys. Austin's going to be the point guard. Austin, who? They got a new Austin guy? No, just looking. Let me go to NBA.com because ESPN didn't even update their stuff. NBA.
Right now, the Celtics is the strongest to me.
And the thing about it is, like, Dana, when I posted the article about Drew Holiday, I just had a feeling that it was going to happen. I just had a feeling. So they have so this is the roster right now. Omar Moore, Jasmine Gordon, Drew Timmy, and somebody said Cameron Payne could be their dude. Austin, wait a minute, you said Austin Rivers at the point, man. Tom, stop posting this. Yo, this is blasphemy, man. Dana, you're a Laker fan. I got Tom on here said that Austin Rivers gonna be your point guard.
No.
I mean, I know he. I know he reaching right now. I know he reaching, Dana. Dana, he reaching. Austin Reeves. He said Austin Reeves.
I ain't even encouraged yet.
Yeah.
I'm a diehard Laker fan. Encouraged.
He reaching.
It's like
he reaching right now. They just signed D'Angelo Russell to a nice little piece of change, so he probably gonna be that. He gonna be that point guard for them.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait
a minute, Tom. For somebody that didn't like LeBron, you said born again LeBron James. I'm gonna leave. I'm not even gonna post anything else you're saying right now because you ain't making no sense. 512-543-4662 if you want to call it. I ain't posting no more nonsense again. But getting back to Boston, Milwaukee, it's gonna make the season really interesting to see. And Boston even said that they're not even done yet. They still gonna make some more moves, and I don't know what other move they can make. And let me just go and look. Let me go and look at this. Look at this roster right now. Who they have?
Brad.
So, oh man, the kid Jay Scrubs, he was in the summer league. He was good. I like him. They picked up a couple dudes from they picked up the one dude. This guy Sivy Malakolic from Kansas. I think he's gonna be good for them. And they picked up the center that Neemias Quintetta from the Lakers. AD will carry the load. We're gonna carry it too. But anyway, Dana and Lou.
Did they keep Robert Williams?
No, they traded Robert Williams to
oh, wow.
And now I'm gonna say this: Malcolm Brogdon might ask for a buyout, and he may go to where he wants to go. And I know the Clippers were interested in him. But again, if you go to the Clippers and you get hurt, I mean, he's injury prone. And I like Malcolm Brogdon. He didn't play in Game 6 and Game 7 against Miami Heat. And they won Game 6 and they lost Game 7. I think if he plays, I think if Tatum doesn't twist his ankle, Boston gets to the finals against the Denver Nuggets. And we haven't even talked about the West yet. But anyway, that's enough of the Celtics and Milwaukee Bucks, because I still think that Boston was better without even making this trade. But now this trade right here, it's gonna make it hard. You got to defend everybody on that team. If Jason averaged 30 like he did last year, and Jalen averaged 26, that's 55 points. If Porzingis averaged 20 that he averaged last year, that's 75 points. If Derek White averaged 17, let's say he just averaged 17, 15, 17, that's 95. And if Drew gets 20, that's 125 right there. That's just 125 from the starting five. I'm not saying that's what it's going to be. I'm not saying it's going to be that consistent. I'm just saying that's where it could be. That could be it. But now, Dana, did you hear what your boy said? Low management man.
Oh.
Low management man. So you know the NBA rest rule explains how a low management policy will impact national television more. And they have a picture of Kawhi Leonard. How fitting. How fitting. It says NBA mission to curtail star players resting during a regular season might lose some of its punch in 2020-21 during the COVID pandemic. While the league still sees the importance of big man drawing suiting up national TV to attract viewers, it wants to come off an understanding of athlete fatigue following a shortened vacation from playoff competitors. So when it announced forfeit guidelines for the load management during the primetime games, it made it clear to be so strict for most players.
What they get fined for that now?
Huh?
They get fined for, like, if they keep them out.
Well, let me finish reading what it says here. NBA leaders have been now continuous conflict with teams about execution of load management strategy, including last year. The Clippers, Kawhi Leonard but doesn't have a leverage if briefly to act with a heavy hand. Beyond the risk of coming off a intensive player already making significant concessions in order to play in person, attendance at arenas will be limited by COVID concerns, regardless of stars or uniforms or not. It says, what is load management in the NBA? Load management is an offshoot of a more modern sports science research that can help predict when a player are most valuable when a player is most vulnerable to injury and need protection. Teams have realized that dramatically cut injuries risk by playing rest days during the road back-to-backs. Those are deep enough and can sometimes win regular season games without their stars. Unlike in other sports, why did load management become a big deal? Kawhi Leonard. Load management rules for TV games. NBA are now permitted to rest athletes during game broadcasts and national televisions during road games and where they're not usually circumstances. It says a penalty or the penalties for breaking NBA rules. Teams will be fined $100,000 for breaking national TV protocol, according to NBA memo, through investigation and sequential enforcement methods as to still unclear. There's a pregame rate, meaning that multiple illegal rests will be lead to a much larger total change. And I'm gonna say this to you guys, if you didn't know this now. Coaches were in the coach. I'm gonna say this. I can't tell you who told me this because they won't tell me this ever again. But I'm gonna say this to you. Coaches, the coaches in the locker room game planning. Trainer comes up to him and says, "Player X ain't playing today," and they say, "Yeah, he got a sore ankle." Now get this part, Dana. Now
I'm ready.
The coaches can't even go to the player and say, "Yo, what's wrong? Why you can't play? You sure you can't lace him up?" The trainer comes to him and tell him this before the game starts, Dana. Before the game starts, player X is not playing today. What was the problem? His knee's messed. His knee's kind of sore, so we're gonna sit him out this game. What? And I can't. And the person said, as the coach, I can't go to the player and ask him why he can't play. Why he can't play? Listen to this, Dana. I can't go to the coach. Cannot go to the player and say, why you can't play? Because you're putting pressure on him to play now. NBA's too soft. NBA's too, excuse my French, too damn soft. Bunch of prima donnas out there. You got a bunch of prima donnas out in a league of, if you got 15 players on each team, and let's see, 0, 0, 0, 5, 15. You got anywhere from 450 players to 460 players on any given night in the NBA. And you're telling me that out of 450, Dana, listen to me now. Listen real close.
Okay.
You had 10 to 12 players play in all 82 games last year. 10 players. Now, granted that some were actually hurt. Some, were actually hurt. They couldn't play for whatever reasons. But that goes to tell you how much load management has become a part of basketball. These guys, and I'm gonna tell you what's going to happen. We brought this up before. Me and Dana had brought this up before. When they sign a rookie contract, the rookie contract gonna say, more or less, if you're a first rounder, you have to play so many amount of games to get this bonus. You have to play these amount of games that we're gonna be on television to get this bonus. If we make it to the playoffs, then you're gonna get a bonus. If we get to the NBA Finals, you're gonna get a bonus. You know what I'm saying? That's how these contracts are gonna be. Kawhi Leonard don't really care about the contract no more because he's gotten his money. Paul George don't care because he got his money. You know what I'm saying? You look at all these guys. Look at all these guys that are cheating us out of playing basketball games. The thing that pisses me off more than anything else is when the Spurs started this crap, right? And they would come to Philly. And a good friend of mine, Kenny Robb, Kicksand Kenny, is a big Spurs fan, diehard Spurs fan.
I would say San Antonio.
Diehard sports fan. San Antonio's fan. And when they would come to Philly, they would leave Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan home. They wouldn't even make the trip. They're on load management. You cheating the fans out of seeing them play. That's not fair to the fan. That's not fair.
Stephen A was talking about.
That's not fair to the fan. You got a fan, and I'm gonna give you guys, for example, for myself. My nephew, I agree with you. I agree with Tom. That would never happen. The agents would not allow that will never happen. The agents would not allow that. The agents ain't got nothing to do with this. CBA, baby. The agents ain't got nothing to do with this. CBA got something to do with this. Now they're gonna have to go back to the table and talk about this on CBA. But getting back to what I was saying. So my nephew got a full academic scholarship to
congratulations.
Right. So we go up to Boston. I said, yo, it's time for me to take up to Boston to a game. We go up to Boston. They're playing the Washington Wizards. Game don't really matter. The playoffs are already locked. They know where they're going to be, basically. But we go up there for a game. It comes across the screen that Jason Tatum might not play because something wrong with his ankle. If you could see my nephew's face, how depressed he was that Jason Tatum was not going to play, I was mad because we came 5 states away and so much money away, and he wasn't going to play. But he ended up playing. Wow. He ended up playing the game. But the thing about it is, though, is we came. We don't live in Boston, so we don't get to see Jason Tatum every other night. You know what I'm saying? We had to pick and choose when we can go to Boston and see him play. You know what I'm saying? But just to see how he felt, how he looked at that game was priceless because Jason Tatum wasn't going to play, and that's his favorite player. And that's how the fans look at it when you have the Lakers come east and they play the Sixers, and maybe LeBron doesn't play. And LeBron's not that type of dude that's gonna sit down. He's gonna entertain you. But the Clippers, Kawhi doesn't play. Paul George doesn't play. You know, and if the Sixers trade James Harden to them, he doesn't play. But you see what happened to him in the playoffs. They wasn't playoff ready. If I'm Tyronn Lue, I swear, I go to management and say, look here, I need a raise. I need a significant raise to stay out here to deal with this bull because I can't coach a team when I don't know if my player's going to play from one game to another. If you can't give me that satisfaction or you can't give me that respect to let me know or give me a raise to deal with this nonsense, then let me walk away. I promise you I ain't gonna coach no team in the West. If I get a job, it'll be with a team in the East, because then you only get the chance to see me 2 times unless we go to the NBA Finals. And I'll be done with it. Because how frustrating could that be as a coach for your trainer to come in, Dana, and say, "Oh, his knee don't feel well. He's not gonna play today." And the owners are getting sick and tired of it because they're losing money. Because now fans are not coming to the games no more. Are they a little pricey? Yes, they are. But you're not getting a chance to see the all-stars playing games that shouldn't matter. This is why me and Dana had agreed that they should shorten the season. Okay. So the games,
55 games.
So the games all matter. And if you put them on low management, they got to be on low management for a week. So that means if you play somebody within your division, you can't play them. If a game that matters that much, you can't play because you're doing like a DL, like they do in baseball. When you're on the DL, you're on the DL for 14 days. And you can't come back for 14 days. Do the same thing in basketball. You can't come back for a whole week. From Sunday to Sunday, you can't play a game. You may play 3, you may play 4 games within that week, but you can't play no games. I guarantee you, owners be like, "Oh no, you got to play. You got to play." NBA be like, "Nah, he ain't got to play. He want to do load management. That's how we fix it. Now Kawhi's pissed because he said he don't think the NBA can do that, but the NBA is doing it. And the thing about it is how do you fix it? Somebody says, "Oh, that'll never happen." 2 weeks away. Oh, trust and believe me, it will. It's at that point now. It's at that point now with the NBA that now the load management is if you sit out a game that you're playing on a weekend or a holiday. Oh, this is gonna be fine, right? It's gonna be a fine. Yes, it's gonna be a fine coming. So they gotta play. But my thing is though, if you don't want to play, then you can't play on that game on TV for a whole week. That Sunday you can't play till next Sunday. And I guarantee you, the coaches, the ownership, everybody. I mean, the coaches will say, "Nah. You got to play today, brother. You take off tomorrow. You don't have a lot of back-to-backs anymore." I mean, this thing about this guys and ladies and gentlemen, what other sport have you seen has changed so drastically more than basketball? It used to be you had back-to-back games, and now you have very few back-to-back games. You get a whole week off for the All-Star break, okay? So when you go on a road trip, if you go on a road trip and you play 10 teams, you play 5 teams, you play 5 teams in 2 weeks because they got you sitting down, resting for the next game. I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm not saying I don't disagree with it. One thing I'm saying was it fixed the issue because it is an issue. And if you do load management like you do DL and baseball, I guarantee you that the owner is going to be like, yo, you got to play. It ain't going to be the coaches. The NFL going to say, NBA going to say, you got to play. All rules change in the NFL. You can't even touch a quarterback when you get unsportsmanlike. I get that part, but that's not the narrative that we're talking about now. As far as football, I totally agree with you on that. Quarterback can't be touched. Tom Brady rule, bottom line. But in basketball, where have they made some? If you look at football, they've added another week. They took away a preseason game and they added a week, and they only have one bye week. In 17 weeks, I think you should have at least 2 bye weeks because that's a long time to play football. You're talking from September, and the Super Bowl is going to be in the 3rd week of February. And
the Jaguars going to London.
And I'm going to bring up, and when you go overseas, and Jaguars, they London bound, and then you're going to have games in Germany. You're going to have games in you're going to probably have games in Australia. You probably have games in Japan. I know what they're trying to do. I know they're trying to make it worldwide, right? But at the same token, though, they're not caring about the players at all. They don't care about the players. You know what I'm saying? But the NBA has adjusted to care about the player. They told the players, we do care about you. So you're going to play less back-to-back games. We do care about you. We're going to give you a whole week off after All-Star break. We care about you. You know what I'm saying? So now the NBA's like, oh, well, you know what? We do care about you, but we need our product on the floor. And you can't and just think about this. If a guy spent over he went to go see LeBron play when he's with the Lakers. He's playing Cleveland. The man bought 4 tickets at $125 a pop. He drove. He said he got a hotel room, cost him another $300 to $400. They made it into a 4-day trip, so that's $1,200 in room and board. We ain't talking about the gas that he had to spend. He gets to the game, he's gonna spend. He got 4 tickets. He got 4 tickets for his kids, so they're gonna have popcorn, peanuts, soda, cotton candy. They're gonna have all these things. They're gonna eat, and they ain't cheap. So let's say he spent almost $100 per child. That's $400 per child to eat at the game, and LeBron doesn't show up. LeBron doesn't play in the game, right? The dude was so mad. And I think that if your player doesn't, if that player doesn't play, I'm not using LeBron as example because LeBron always comes to perform. LeBron always comes and plays the game the way the game's supposed to be played. But if you have a player that sits out in a major game like that for the holidays or for holidays or for Saturday games, then I think that the person, the patron, should get his money back. I just think that's what I think. We're at the end of the show tonight. Tom says that's all right. Anthony Davis is there. Austin Rivers is another star on the Lakers. People will come to see them play. Not without LeBron. LeBron is the show in LA. And Anthony Davis, street clothes. What you call him, Dana? What you call him? Street clothes?
Street clothes Davis.
Street clothes Davis. You can't count on him to play at all. That dude, he don't even want to play.
I'm a Lakers fan.
He don't even want to play center. He wants to be a forward. I know his body's not built to be.
LeBron did say.
Go ahead, Dana.
Hey, LeBron did say AD's the new face of the Lakers.
He just need to be. It's time for him to step up. Hey, look, I will go see him sit on the bench. Yeah, you will go. I'm not going to see LeBron sit on the bench. I want to see LeBron play. Hey, but it's time to go, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate everybody hollering out at us, man. We're here today because I had obligation on Monday, and I got to look at my schedule, and I'm looking at my schedule now. So even next week, we'll probably be on Tuesday again. That week, the 10th, and we'll be on Tuesday again on the 17th. The 23rd, we'll be back on Monday, and Halloween will be on the 31st. If not, if Halloween is the 31st, I'm participating in Halloween at my crib. 2024 NBA champs Lakers. You want to bet? Tom, you want to bet some on that? You want to bet some on that, Tom? Tom, do you want to bet something on that?
Don't do that, Tom. Don't do that, Tom.
But again,
we're not coming through that locker room.
I thank everybody for participating with us on Facebook. We had a lot of fun tonight, a lot of interaction. I love this interaction. Again, check us out on YouTube. Kevin Dixon, it's Kevin L. Dixon in the Zone Sports Talk Radio YouTube channel. Check us out, like us on there. How much? Let's make a like. But you tell me, you make a light on yourself, because Lakers are not better than Denver. Who else is not better than? Let me just look. Let me look at something real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do this. Let's do this. Let's see what Vegas says about the Lakers going to the finals. NBA finals. What Vegas says. Let's just say what Vegas says. Latest odds as of today. Yesterday. Where we at? NBA. Let's do NBA. They got the Lakers. They got Boston, Denver, Phoenix, Golden State, Milwaukee. Who else was it? Milwaukee. Who else I'm looking at? Cleveland, and then they got the Lakers. So they got the Lakers like 12th as far as Vegas ratings that go to the finals. So Tom, you let me know what you can spare, and then I'll let you know if it's what you can spare is okay with me. But we won't be meeting the Lakers in the playoffs. Championship this year. A healthy Boston Celtics team, if they can stay healthy, they're in. But again, thank you guys for chiming in with us, having fun with us. It was a lot of fun. We haven't had this much participation in a minute, but it was a lot of fun talking to you guys. We got Dana back on. Dana, how's your dad doing, man?
Yeah, man, he's doing good, man. He's becoming pops again. Trying to tell us what to do from the hospital bed. So that's a good thing.
That's great. That's great to hear, Dana. Make sure you apologize to that nurse who's a Buffalo Bill fan.
I gotta go see her too.
All right, man. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. All right, so let's go out of here.
Yes, sir.
Hello, and thank you for tuning into the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC, where you can find the best in sports talk television and radio shows. Mondays, check out the Just Us Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with your hosts, Kevin L. Dixon and Dana Clark. Then Tuesday, we have the Stars Talking Cowboys Sports Show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern with your hosts, Sean Fox, K-Boogie, and Cowboys Nikki. And on Wednesday, tune in for the Out the Block Sports Talk Show from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with hosts Robert Lewis, Donna Hainsworth, and Brett Shields. Then meet up with us on Saturday for the Enhanced Sports Talk Show from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern with hosts Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. We also have the DMV Sports Talk Show from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern with your host Razul McGee. As well, we have the Shamrock Sports Talk Show from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern with Igor Mitic and Andy Vernon. Finally, rounding out the week, we have on Sunday, That's Not How We See It Sports Talk Show from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern with your host, Alfred Wallace, Tony Wallace, and Harold Robinson III. These shows come to you by way of the In the Zone Sports Talk Show Network, LLC. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.
Thank you in advance for your support.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by K Dix from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray D. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. Remember, we throw stones and we do live in glass houses. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready to be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk radio production. Remember, you can hear us again on star107fm.com on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.